Hi moms! I hope everybody's having a wonderful evening, or when you see this, it could be morning or it could be afternoon, whatever it is. I hope everything is wonderful for you in this moment. I'm doing this video because I'm super disturbed about something that we are recently dealing with our 7-year-old son. He's the youngest of two. We have a 10-year-old daughter. And he recently is wanting to get into games on the computer. Well, we are pretty strict with screen times. Kids have very strict guidelines using screens. They don't have phones. There's only one Kindle, and whether it's a movie or something on the computer or the Kindle, or they want to do something on our phone, it's super strict. Usually nothing during the school week, and on weekends, it's a very minute amount of time. And my daughter never went through this stage, and I don't know if it's just because she's a girl or maybe just her interest. I don't know exactly why, but my son hears about all these games in school with his friends and the people he goes to school with, and so now he's getting into some games. And we've been a little lenient in letting him just do some games and experiment, and we definitely are watching the kind of games that he's doing, and we're right there with him. But now I'm seeing this shift in him as far as trying to find ways to get onto the computer to do a game. And it's super disturbing. I mean, this is a super curious, experimental kid who is super creative and does so much imaginative play. I mean, he'll grab a block of wood and pretend it's a chairlift, and for 30 minutes have this pretend chairlift going back and forth from building to building that he just pretends is there. Same thing with roller coasters or log flume rides or whatever it is. He finds something to do, or his sister and him do a lot of imaginary play. And very recently, he is starting to whine and complain about there's nothing to do, and he kind of gets mean. And I'm realizing it's this total shift in him trying to come up with a way to get onto the computer to do a game. And I am so disturbed about this. I've read books about this. There's one book called Unplugged. It's such a great book for parents. And they talk about what gaming does to kids, especially young, in their brain development. And being on the games too long is super detrimental to their brain development as they're so young, because our brains are developing through our 20s. That's what they said in this book. And just observing this completely blows my mind. So I have been going through this internal struggle of, okay, I gotta even pull back more. And I'm talking about it with my husband, and he gets super mean sometimes, and sometimes I have to put him in his room because he's not talking nicely. And then he'll find a way to figure out, how can I figure out a way to get to the computer? And I've totally put the brakes on. Like this week, I was like, there's no computer games this week. I mean, we're talking about this kid who created his own plan to build an actual log flume track that we're gonna build out of PVC piping. I mean, this is how his brain works. And now he's telling me that he has nothing to do, and it's so boring, and I just wanna do this, and there's nothing to do. And so I have really been thinking about this the last 2 days. And as I was talking to my husband this morning, as we were laying in bed before we got up for work, I think we need to even be more strict. And we're even thinking maybe it's, only on the weekends for a very minute amount of time. And it's just one of those things that's making our heads spin, because like I said before, we are strict with screen time, and we don't want our kids to get into gaming much at all. So, but we know that also that's the way things are moving, and they hear about this about these kinds of things at school. So we don't mind the experimentation, but then there's that line we have to draw, and we're still the parents. We still have to put those boundaries. And I'll tell you what, I'm sure I crush his joy, because that's the only thing he wants to do. And he crushes my joy when he gets really angry and upset. And he's totally crushing it because I see him all of a sudden not using his mind to figure out what to do when he's bored. And I've never seen that before. So I wanted to share that. I'm sure we all go through that. I'm really, like I said, just sad about it and disturbed, and I know we'll work through it. but it has really been a very interesting new experience for us to deal with. And we're just gonna, like I said, put the brakes on, and we're gonna have to see how it goes and really control that amount of screen time, because I do not, well, both of us, my husband and I, do not want him to just resort to that. He has such an amazing brain. All kids could have an amazing brain. They do have amazing brains. Not even they could. They have amazing brains. They're creative. They can be curious. They explore. They have amazing imaginations. But yet these screens and these the gaming things and videos, it takes them completely away from that. And I do believe it's an injustice. So that's totally just my belief in that piece. But I wanted to share that because I'm sure I'm not the only one who has experienced this or feels this way. I'd love to hear your thoughts below. So please comment below and just let me know. I'm open to everything and anything, and we're in this together. So let me know where you stand on this, what's going on with your kids and gaming and screens and what you do. All right. Talk to you later.